Hello, in this lecture we will find the area of the blue triangle. Okay, as you can see in the picture, we have three right triangles. Their areas are given to us, and actually we have a rectangle that contains the three right triangles and also the blue triangle. And as I've already said, the areas of the right triangle are given to us. And we want to find the area of the blue triangle. So the area of the rectangle minus the sum of the areas of the right triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle. So the only thing that is missing is the area of the rectangle. After we will know the area of the rectangle, we will subtract from the area of the rectangle the sum of the areas of the triangles, that is 20 plus 50 plus 27, that is to say 54 units. So the area of the rectangle minus 54 will be the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so we will try to find the area of the rectangle. So let's define the width of the rectangle as A. Okay. The width of the rectangle will be defined as A, and the length of this rectangle will be defined as B. Okay, as you have already know, the area of a rectangle equals to the length of this rectangle times the width of the rectangle. So in our particular case, the area of this rectangle will be A times B. Okay? So we have to find the value of A times B. Okay? So let's define the base of this triangle as Y. Okay, Y is the base of the triangle that its area is 15 units. So the base of the rectangle that is area is 12 units will be the length of the rectangle, that is B, minus the base of this triangle, that is Y. So B minus Y equals to the base of the triangle that is area is 12 units. Okay? Let's define the height of this triangle as x. So the height of the triangle that is area is 27 units will be defined as x. And in the same way that we can say that the height of the triangle that is area is 12 units will be the width of the rectangle, that is A, minus the height of this rectangle, that is x. So A minus x equals to the height of the triangle that is area is 12 units. Okay, the width of the rectangle minus the height of this triangle equals to the height of the triangle that is area is 12 units. So the width that is of the rectangle that is A minus the height of the triangle that is area is 27 units, that is x. So A minus x will be defined as the height of the triangle that is area is 12 units. Okay? So the formula for the area of a triangle equals to the base of the triangle times the height to the base divided by 2. So we will write it down. So the area of a triangle equals to the base of the triangle times the height to the base, all divided by 2. Okay, the area of the triangle equals to the base of the triangle times the height to the base of the triangle divided by 2. So we will implement this formula in order to calculate the areas of the three triangles. We do know how much is the area of every right triangle here, but the thing that we will create is the formula for the areas of those three right triangles. We'll start with the triangle that is area is 15 units. So the area of this right triangle equals to the base of the triangle, that is y, times the height of the triangle, that is a, all divided by 2. This is the area of the triangle, but we know that the area equals to 15 units, so we will add it. A equals to 15, or we can write it again, write the equation, the first equation again. Y times A divided by 2 equals to 15. So the base of the triangle is y, the height is a, so y times a divided by 2 equals to the area of the triangle that we know that its area is 15 units. The area of this triangle equals to 15 units. Okay, so now we will move to the second right triangle. The triangle whose area is 27 units. We want now to create the formula for this area. So the formula for the area of the triangle is the base of the triangle, that is b. B also is the length of the rectangle times the height of the triangle, that is x, all divided by 2 equals to the area of this triangle. But we have already known that the area equals to 27 units, so we will add it, equals to 27. So we can write that b times 6 divided by 2 equals to 27 units. Okay, so the base of this right triangle is b, the height is x, and we divide all by 2, so we know that the area is 27 units, so we will instead of a, we will write a equals to 27 units. Okay, now we will move to the third triangle, that is to say the triangle that its area is 12 units. So the area of this triangle equals to the base of the triangle, that is b minus y, times the height, that is a minus x, all divided by 2. This equals to the area of the triangle. But we have already known that the area equals to 12, so we can add that a equals to 12. Or we can rewrite this equation, b minus y times a minus 6 divided by 2 equals to 12 units. Okay, so the base of the triangle that is b minus y times the height of the triangle, this triangle that is a minus x, divided by 2 equals to the area of this triangle that we know that is 12. So we will write 12 in the other side of the equation. We can multiply both sides of the equation by 2, and we will get that b minus y times I minus x equals to 24. Okay. We multiplied both sides of the equation by 2, so b minus y times a minus x equals to 24. 12 times 2 is 24. The next step is to take x and y out of their equations. We will rewrite the first and the second equations. The second equation is b times x equals to 27 divided by 2 equals to 27, and the first equation is y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. Okay, so this is the two first equations. We will start by taking out x. We'll take x out of the second equation. Here we can multiply both sides of the equation by 2, so we will get that b times 6 equals to 54. Now we can divide both sides of the second equation by b, because b is the length of the rectangle, so it can never be 0, so it is allowable. Okay. We will get in the second equation that x equals to 54 over b. So actually we took x out of the second equation, and we divided both sides of the equation by b. So we got that x equals to 54 over b. We will do the same thing about y. We will take y out of the first equation. The first equation is y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. Okay, this is the first equation. We will multiply both sides of the equation by 2. We will get that y times a equals to 30. Okay, 15 times 2 is 30. We will divide both sides of the equation by a. The first equation, a is the width of the rectangle, so it must be a positive number, so it will never be 0, so we can do this. It is allowable. So y equals to 30 over a. Okay, we divided both sides of the equation by a, and we got that y equals to 30 over a in the first equation. In the second equation, we got that x equals to 54 over b. Okay, so we took out y and x out of the equation, of the equations. Now we will put 30 over a instead of y and 54 over b instead of x in the third equation. So actually it is a substitution that is allowable because y equals to 30 over a, so we can substitute y by 30 over a, and also x equals to 54 over b, so we can substitute x by 54 over b. So the third equation is a minus y times a minus x equals to 24. Okay, this is the third equation that we created. b minus y times a minus x equals to 24. So we'll substitute x by 54 over b and y by 30 over a. We can do this because they equal to each other. So B minus, instead of Y we will write 54 over B. Times A minus X, and instead of X we will write 30 over A, all equals to 24. Okay, here we substitute that Y by 54 over B and X by 30 over A. They equal to each other, so we can do this. Now we will open the brackets. B times A is BA over AB plus okay, I made a mistake here. Actually, we have a further question that B minus Y times A minus X equals to 24, and we substituted Y by 30 over A and X by 54 over B. And now we will open the brackets in the third equation. B times A is BA over AB, it is the same, plus B times negative 54 divided by B is negative 54, and minus 30 divided by A times A is minus 30, and minus 30 divided by A times 54 divided by B equals to 1620 divided by AB, all equals to 24. Okay, we open the brackets here. B times A is VA over AB, it is the same. B times minus 54 divided by B is minus 54. 30 over 8 times A is 30 over minus 30 over 8 times A equals to minus 30, and minus 30 over 8 times minus 54 over B equals to 1620 divided by AB. So we can subtract 24 from both sides of the equation. We will get that 8 times B minus 54 minus 30 minus 54 Okay, we subtracted 24 from both sides of the equation. So we have minus 24, and here 24 minus 24 equals to 0. And minus 54 minus 30 minus 24 equals to negative 108. So we write it down. Okay, minus 54 minus 30 minus 24 is equals to negative 108, and the other expression we copied it as it was. A, B we copied here, and 1620 divided by B we copied it as it is. We can multiply both sides of the equation by AB. We will got that 8 times B square So after we multiplied both sides of the equation by AB, we got that AB times AB is AB squared. Negative 108 times AB is negative 108 AB. And 1620 divided by AB times AB is 1620. So we got there a quadratic equation. And the variable is AB, so it is AB squared minus 108 AB plus 1620 equals to 0. Okay, so the general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx okay, so the general form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. And a, b, and c are the coefficients of the quadratic equation. Okay? Okay? Now, we write it in bigger letters. Okay, so a times x squared plus b times x plus c equals to 0. And actually a, b, and c are the coefficients of the quadratic equation. I will write it down. A, b, and c are the coefficients of A, B, and C are the coefficient of the quadratic equation. Okay? And x is the variable of the quadratic equation. So x equals to the variable that we usually want to find the value of it. Okay, so x is the variable of a quadratic equation, and we call the values of x, we call them the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay, so x is the variable for a quadratic equation, so we want to find the value of x. In order to find the value of x, we have a special equation for it. So I write it down. X equals to plus minus b plus so the special formula for x is x equals to minus b plus minus root of b squared times 4ac all divided by 2a. So we might have two solutions to x, or two variables, two different answers for x. That is the plus minus that says that it actually has two solutions. So first of all, we will find the values of a, b and c, and also x in our equation. So I will write the general form of the quadratic equation. So axb plus bx plus c is the general form of the quadratic equation, and our specific quadratic equation is ab square negative 108 a times b plus 1620 equals to 0. So this is our specific quadratic equation. Now we will multiply ab squared by 1. Is allowable because everything that we multiply by 1 will not change its value, so it is allowable. And as we can see here, a equals to 1, b equals to negative 108, and c equals to 1620, and x equals to AB. Okay, so A equals to 1, B equals to negative 108, C equals to 1620, and x equals to AB. Okay, in our specific quadratic equation, A equals to 1, B equals to 108, C equals to 1620, and x equals to A times B. Okay, so now we will write down the equation from x, and then we will implement the equation from x in our case in order to find out the values of A times B, because x equals to AB. So So this is the special equation for x, and x is actually in our specific equation, equation x equals to AB. So we'll use this equation in order to find out the values of A times B, because x equals to A times B, and A times B is, as I told you, is actually it is the area of this rectangle. Okay, so x equals to A times B, and a times b equals to minus b. B equals to minus 108, so minus b is minus 108, that equals to plus 108, because minus and minus is plus, or minus times minus is plus, so it is 108 plus minus the root of b squared. B is negative 108, so it will be negative 108 squared minus 4 times a equals to 1 times c, that equals to 1620, all divided by 2a. 2a is 2 times 1. Okay, so x equals to a times b, and minus b is actually b equals to minus 108, so minus b is minus 108, that equals to plus 108, plus b square is negative 108 square, minus 4a, that is 1, times c, that is 1620. Okay, so we will do the calculations. So a times b equals to 108 negative 108 square is 11,664 minus 4 times 1620 equals to 6,480, all divided by 2. Okay, I'll repeat again. Negative 108 square is equals to 11,664. 4 times 1 times 620 equals to 6,480. Now we'll subtract 6,480 from 11,664. So 11,664 minus 6,480 equals to 5,184, and the root of 5,184 equals to 72. So the root of 5134 is 72, so we have 108 plus 72 divided by 2. 108 plus 72 is 180. And 180 divided by 2 equals to 90. So the first answer is that A times B, that is the area of the rectangle, equals to 90 units. Okay, so A times B equals to 90 units. This is the first solution. Here also the second solution for A times B. The second solution will be 108 minus 72 divided by 2. So AB also equals to 108 minus 72 divided by 4. 108 minus 72 is 36, and 36 divided by 2 equals to 18. So A times B equals to 18. But as you can see in the drawing, the rectangle cannot be 18 units because even this triangle is greater than 18 units. And the total area of these three triangles equals to 54 units, so the rectangle must be greater than 54 units. So the answer of A times B equals to 18 is not correct. So the only answer that's left is that A times B equals to 90, and 90 minus the sum of the areas of these three those three triangles, the sum of the area of those three right triangles is actually equals to 54. So the area of the triangle minus the sum of the areas of the area of the rectangle minus the area of the three right triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle, that is 36 units. So the area of the blue triangle equals to 36 units. Okay, we subtracted from the area of the rectangle the sum of the areas of the three right triangles, and we got actually the area of the blue triangle, because the area of the rectangle minus the areas of the three triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so now I'll summarize the lecture. We actually wanted to find the blue triangle, the area of the blue triangle, And as I already told you, the area of the blue triangle equals to the area of the rectangle minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles. Okay, so the only thing that is missing is the area of the rectangle, that is A times B. So now, in order to find out the area of this rectangle, we created three equations actually that are for the formulas for these three triangles. Actually, the formula for the area of this triangle is its base times its height divided by 2, or y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. The same thing for this triangle. The base of the triangle times the height divided by 2, so b times 6 divided by 2 is 27. And the same thing here. The base times the height divided by 2 equals to 12. So b minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to 12 units. So then we actually took out x and y out of their equations, and then we put in the third equation the values of x and y that we found previously, and in this way we actually created a quadratic equation that is variable, whereas the variable of this quadratic equation was the a times b, that is the area of this rectangle. And actually, by solving the quadratic equation, we found out the area of this rectangle. The second answer for the area of the rectangle was 18 units, but this 18 is impossible because even this right triangle is 27 units, and the rectangle contains those three triangles that their total area is 54 units, so the area of the rectangle must be greater than 54 units, so 18 is incorrect answer. So the only answer that left for the area of the rectangle, that is AB, is 90 units, and we subtracted from the area of the rectangle that is 90 units the sum of the areas of those three triangles. So 90 units minus the sum of the area of the three right triangles, that is 54. 90 minus 54 equals to 36. And 36 units is the answer for our question. The area of the blue triangle equals to 36 units. Okay, thank you very much.